Splice.
Hello, viewers. Welcome once again to the Nana Yaa Yeboaa podcast. I promised I was going to bring, I am Coach Danny Stone back, and we are back. We are in December. We are headed for 2025. What is your plan for 2025? Coach Danny Stone is going to help us navigate through that. If you've not watched our previous video, I will put the link in, but look for that. It is packed with so much information. So Coach Danny Stone is here with us. I'm not going to go through his history because we've done that in our previous video. And so in this video, we are going to talk about how to become a great success in your life. 2025 loading, and we are not joking.
No.
You can joke, but we are not joking. We are headed for the hills of greatness. So join us. You may get tired, but remember, if you have a community, we will support you. So join our community of great, hard-working, beautiful, brown, black. Okay. Coach Danny Stone, welcome back. Welcome back.
What's going on? Coach Stone is in the building.
Man, I feel like we should have a show that we always have this once a week and talk about get it going.
I'm telling you, a lot of people are looking to set up their life next year for success, and you just don't know where to start. So it's going to be a great conversation.
Excellent. So where do we start?
Well,
where do we start?
I had this conversation. I think we need to start with, why do sometimes we feel stuck in our lives? Why do we feel like we're left behind? Why do we look at other people and see their success and think that it's never going to happen for us? And so I was having this conversation with a group of people just a few days ago. And, somebody said, well, why do you think people feel stuck in their life? Why do they have this quote unquote midlife crisis? Why do sometimes people feel like, their life isn't going to get any better? And so my reply is this. I think that one of my philosophies with coaching is that, I'm a trained coach. So I've gone through, I'm a certified coach. I became certified many years ago before people actually knew what coaching was. So coaching is really a relationship between you and your coach, where they help you to identify your blind spots, help you to identify your areas of expertise and what you're really great at, and help you to map out a plan to move your life forward. That's what a coach is. They're really a guide. They just guide you to go where you want to go, identify blind spots, identify the areas that you're really strong in, and help you map out a plan and hold you accountable. So I'm a coach. I've been a coach for a long time. So I was having this conversation with a group of people, and they asked, why do you think people feel stuck? By the way, I've coached probably in my lifetime close to a few thousand people individually. So I just wanted to kind of give you that context. And so from what I see, I think that we are all born naturally curious, creative, resourceful, and whole. That's how you're born. When you're a child, you're curious, you're creative, you're resourceful, you fall down, you figure out how to walk, you figure out how to tie your shoes, you figure out how to communicate what you want, even when you don't fully know how to speak. So you're born that way. You're born curious, creative, you're resourceful, and you're whole. You're never broken. The reason I think people get stuck in their life is because they're not playing to their curiosity and their creativity. If you're born that way, and it's innately in all of us, right? From the time you're a baby, you have to learn how to walk. Your parents can't walk you, right? They can help you, but you got to learn how to walk. Your parents can't reach into your mind and speak out words. You have to learn how to talk. So obviously, we're all naturally curious and creative and resourceful. The problem is in life, eventually we get to a point where we're not playing to our curiosity and our creativity, And that's why I believe a lot of people feel stuck in their life.
Okay, so now we know why people get stuck in their lives, and in the same breath, the solutions to get unstuck in your life has been given. Um, so Coach, let's go back to the basics. One is stuck in their lives and they are looking to say make some transformations and whatnot. And I would like to begin with say in a day, how does one plan their day, or how should one plan their day, and or how do you plan your day, for instance, if you're stuck, and then make those little transformative um, sense to make it a better day.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how other people start their day, but for me and anybody that I work with, we all have to have a morning ritual. So the difference between a morning routine and a morning ritual is very different. People interchange them all the time.
Mm,
I hear people say, "Oh, morning routine and morning ritual." A morning routine is not going to get you to where you want to go in life. A morning ritual is transformational. And here's the difference: a routine are the activities that you have to do to get prepared for the day and get started. You got to brush your teeth, you got to get out of bed, you got to eat something. That's a routine. A ritual is something that you look forward to because it's helping you to create more peace and calm and clarity to start your day. So that's the difference between a routine and a ritual. It's the things that are spiritual, the things that you look forward to, the things that inject energy into you, positivity. Brushing your teeth isn't going to do that. You know what I mean? That's a routine. So a ritual is something that I do and my coaching clients do. And what it does is it sets up your day for success. It helps you to manage stress. It helps you to get clear about what it is that you need to take action on for yourself that's going to move your life forward. And so I always recommend that people start with a morning ritual. And, in my book, You Have the Keys Now Drive, I talk about 8 M's of a powerful morning ritual. And really, I recommend that people do these four. The 4 M's that I recommend for myself and anyone who wants to change their life is you wake up with meaning. Meaning is really about, you know, if you're a spiritual person, getting clarity, being grateful. What are the things that you're grateful for? Maybe it's praying. It's some type of spiritual connection, meaning, right? You wake up thinking about the things you're grateful for. You can write them down. You can pray. You have some type of spiritual connection. That's the first M. The second M is a mantra. What is that affirmation that you're saying to yourself every day? Not, work is going to be tough, or I don't want to get out of bed. What is that positive statement that is going to get you motivated, right? And words have power. So if you wake up with a powerful statement, today I'm going to conquer the day, I'm going to make an impact in somebody's life, that's a powerful statement. So if you start your day with meaning, gratitude, spirituality, prayer, mantra, you have this powerful statement. Now you want to do some type of mindful journaling, right?
mm,
What is something that you can write down? What is something that is you want to accomplish today, right? And then the last one is movement. You have to do some form of exercise or some type of movement. And why? People understand that the benefits of exercise, you understand the physical benefits, but a lot of people don't understand the mental and spiritual benefits of exercising. So if you start your day in motion, it's actually releasing these endorphins and these things that make you feel good. And once you accomplish a 5 or 10 or 30 or 1 hour workout, now you feel like you've accomplished something. You've burnt off some calories, and now you're starting your day on momentum because you've already accomplished something right away. And you can carry that throughout the rest of the day. So those are the 4 M's that I would kind of recommend.
Well, guys, if you don't know where to find Coach Danny Stone, He is everywhere at I am Coach Danny Stone.
I
And
am
the
Danny
la-
Stone. I am Danny Stone.
I am Danny Stone. Pardon me. I am Danny Stone. Everywhere you Google, you find him. The last M, you can always find him walking and talking and sharing. And he lives by what he preaches.
Yeah.
So I cannot say he's just saying, I know he lives by it. And look how good he's looking. That means the mind, the body, and the soul are in alignment.
hmm And I want to say this too, like when I say exercise, you don't have to go to the gym. What Nana is saying is I do these walk and talks. I actually go for 30 to 1 hour walks in the morning, or I split it up. I do a quick walk in the day, and then halfway through the day I get up from my desk and I, working it from home, and I go for a walk. So you can walk, you can, cycle, you can go for a bike ride, you can, turn on YouTube and follow a YouTube workout video. So I want people to understand, like, I'm not saying you have to go to the gym. There's so many other ways that you can exercise. So I just wanted to kind of say that too, because sometimes people are like, it's expensive or there's no gym near me. Guess what? You got 2 feet, you got a pair of sneakers, you can go for a walk. You got YouTube and the internet, you can follow along with a at-home workout. So I just want to be clear about that.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Aha. Oh my goodness. So I'm so keen on attitudes and behaviors. And as I have seen, a lot of our people, our attitudes and our behaviors are often not in alignment with where we need or the things we need to succeed. So help me break some of these attitudes down and the mindset that I'm not good enough.
Yeah, I I don't know if I said this last time I was here, but a few months ago I did a talk and it was called Stop the Lies, Speak the Truth. And the stop the lies is really about stop believing the negative thoughts and all of the lies that you're telling yourself, all these limiting beliefs that I can, I'm not smart enough, I'm not good enough. Those are really lies. And when you think about the lies that you tell yourself or the negative thoughts, most of the time they're not even yours. They were implanted in your brain probably at childhood. Most of our beliefs were formed before the age of 7. So that means that everything that all of your core beliefs that you believe right now probably formed before the age of 7, unless major things have happened in your life. So what that means is what you saw in your family life, the neighborhood you grew up in, the schools you went to, the mentors or the coaches or the aunties or uncles, the friends you had, all shaped the way that you believe. So for a lot of us, when these negative thoughts come, I'll never be married or I'll never be in a loving relationship, like whose voice is that?
Mm,
It's probably not yours. It might be the voice of an auntie or your mother because maybe your parents broke up or something you saw, or I'll never be wealthy. Where does that come from? And so a lot of the negative thoughts and the limiting beliefs that we have and that negative voice isn't even ours. So that's the first thing. Like recognize that it's not your voice and then question it. It's okay to question thoughts, especially limiting beliefs when they come into your mind. Like if I think that I'll never have enough money to live a great life, I could stop and ask myself, well, where's that coming from? Why am I saying this to myself? And a lot of us don't question our thoughts, right? So stop and think about, like, is this really true? Right? And when you start to think about this, most of the time it's not true. And so we have to stop a thought before it becomes a belief. You
mm,
got to stop a thought before it becomes a belief. Thinking something is just, okay, I think that maybe I'll never be in a great relationship. I'll never land a good job. I'll never have a great business. That's a thought. But if you keep thinking it over and over and over again, it becomes a belief, something that you think to be true. So you have to stop a thought before it becomes a belief.
whew. Stop the thought before it becomes a belief, and vice versa. If you have a positive thought about who you can be, please believe it and push it.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Believe it and push it. One of the things I say, and I always say, with having the opportunity to have these beautiful conversations, is that I learned so much from your experiences, yourself and other guests that I have had. And I realize that it's a positive impact in my life. So I'll say, thank you for all you do. And if people are smart like I am, reaching out and connecting and having these conversations, and this information is out there. So please take a listen, take your pen and your paper. If you see my eyes go down, it's because I'm taking notes.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
because I'm taking notes, because it's very, very salient. So if everybody, every day, people, we are changing their lives, so you can. So if you've taken the time to tune in, that means you are ready to change. And if we're going to 2025 and beyond, please, it is up to you. We can only come together to present you this information, this opportunity. You take the time to. And if you need more support going on this path, if you need to unpack one on one, invest in yourself and get somebody like Coach Stone to go through the process with you. And this is not a hype, but it is the truth, because I know what I'm getting from these conversations. You have the keys now, drive. So let's talk about that book. I don't have my copy yet, but I know it's right behind you.
Yeah. You have the
Yes.
keys, now drive.
You
Yeah.
have the keys now, drive. So
Yeah.
he is equipping us with some of the ways to get through. Um, in our previous conversation, the other time, you did. I would like, if you do remember, to deliberate a little bit more about some of the questions you asked us to, ask ourselves if we want to make a transformation.
Yeah. I remember in 2014, I was stuck in my job, and I just felt like I felt like I wasn't going anywhere. And an incident happened at work where it was a very ridiculous incident. I remember my boss calling me into her office, and I thought, am I about to get fired? And she had this really confused look on her face, and she said, no, I just got to talk to you about something really ridiculous. And basically, she at that time she told me that her boss didn't like the fact that I left my black suit jacket on the back of my chair. That was the only. My performance was stellar. I used to go above and beyond, and that was the only thing that she could say. She didn't like when I left my black suit jacket on the back of my chair. I was furious. I said, "Listen, you know, everything that I've accomplished at this organization, all of the things I've achieved. I'm a 5-star employee, and this is it." So I was heated, and my boss is like, "I know, it's really ridiculous." So I go back to my desk, and I was mad. And in that moment, I said, "Okay, okay, okay. Let me." I was ready to quit. I was ready to just walk out. And I said, hold on, calm down." I'm saying this to myself. So I said to myself, "What am I supposed to learn in this moment?"
Mm,
When you're going through something difficult, what are you supposed to learn in this moment? And the next question I asked myself was, what am I going to do to change this situation? And I pulled out my notebook and I started writing. These are all the things I'm going to do to change my situation. I'm going to start my own business. I'm going to start a side hustle. I'm going to write a book. And I just made a list. Then what I did was, over the next few months, I started going through that list and crossing things off. Okay, these are the things I can do. These are the things I can do. And eventually, what I did was I started my own company while I was working there. I wrote my book, You Have the Keys Now, Drive. And within a couple of months, I was making money with my business. About 3 months later, I quit my job and my book came out. You Have the Keys Now Drive came out on Amazon. Now, the reason I'm saying that is because questions led me down this road. And a lot of us don't want to ask ourselves difficult questions, or we don't even want to ask ourselves empowering questions. So some of the questions, like when you're feeling stuck, are what am I supposed to learn in this moment right now? What am I going to do to change my situation? What can I take action on right now? Asking yourself those questions. Now, if you want to feel empowered, it's about thinking about the future. What does a perfect day look like for me? How
Mm-hmm.
can I recreate that as many times as possible? What do I want for my family? What type of life do I want for my children? What would amazing relationship look like for me? You start asking yourself these empowering questions, but here's the thing, you start writing down the answers. And you don't need to know the exact answers, you just start writing. And if you go back and you look at that every day and you keep adding to it, eventually you're going to start to get to a point where I can take action on this, I can take action on this, and you start crossing off that list. But it starts with empowering questions. Tony Robbins said, the quality of your life is determined by the quality of the questions that you ask yourself.
Mm,
So think about that.
mm, mm, mm. Man. So, people, you've heard it from him, not from me. Ask yourself the empowering questions. I think before we came on, I was sharing with you some of the things that was going on in my professional life since we had our last conversation, which is a couple of weeks ago, not too
Mhm.
long ago, a couple of weeks ago, and there's been a transformation or something has clicked in my head, in
Mhm.
the sense that where I am right now in my professional life, I believe I am more than that. And when I look at my personal toolkit of skills I have, I believe I have worked enough on myself to be at a certain level, and so I have taken that leap, and I'm applying to those positions, and I'm getting interviews, and turning some down because it doesn't fit into where I want to be. And there's one lady at Sickets, one black woman. I think she's the CEO or something like that at Sickets. She is my beacon.
I love it.
Every time I look on LinkedIn and I see her, it's like she is my beacon. If
Mhm.
she's done it, I believe I can.
Yes, yes, I love that. If someone's already done it, why can't you? And so when you think about it in this context, someone's already done everything, right?
Yes.
So why can't you? Right?
Yes.
Someone's been a CEO, someone's invented something, somebody is you know gone to the moon. Like, there's so many people that look like you that have done so many things. Why not you? So I love that.
Why not me? So sometimes I send I do the applications and everything, and I sit, it's like, okay, if you call me, I'll talk to you. If you
Yeah,
don't call me, that's your own problem. But next, at the end of the day, it's about me, it's about my worth, it's about what I bring to the table and the
yeah,
skills I have, to offer the people that, for instance, I'm to lead and direct, because I believe that in my lifetime I have done a lot of studies and have a lot of opportunities such as this to build myself. But this is not about me, it's about you. It's about 2025. Guys, this is the Nana Yaa Yeboaa podcast. For me, I'm super excited because the way 2025 is looking like, ooh, I have a whole list of to do, which I've started now before I get there. The people I'm contacting for the Nana Yaa Yeboaa podcast are incredible. So stay tuned, stay with us, subscribe, and we will get there. Oh my goodness. So where do we go from here?
yeah.
So, mhm.
No, you go. You
Go.
tell me. Where do you want to
No, no.
go from here?
So give us, say, three things that we can do for going into 2025
Yeah,
and beyond.
yeah. So uh, I was on City Line, which is a morning show,
Mm-hmm.
uh, a national TV show here in Canada. City Line is no longer, the show is ended, but I was on the show, I believe, like last year, and we were talking about how to set up, next year for success. And so they asked me to come and talk. And so I believe that there's four things that you got to do to take your life to another level, regardless of the time or whatever. But if we're talking about goal setting, I think that when I reflect on my journey going from low income housing, headed down the wrong path, to speaking on stages, national TV, radio, all that stuff, I think about a lot of my coaching clients. I think we've all came through these four phases to take our life to another level. And if you want to achieve things you've never been able to achieve, I would say these four things. The first thing that we have to do is forgiveness. We have to learn to forgive ourselves and forgive other people for the wrongdoings, the mistakes, and the setbacks. That is one of the biggest blind spots that a lot of people have. They aren't in loving relationships, or they don't find the person of their life, or they don't get that dream job, or they don't have this amazing business, or they don't thrive because they don't understand that there's blind spots because they haven't forgiven themselves for the mistakes or the failures, or they haven't forgiven someone else. And I've had to forgive a lot of people in my life, including parents and so on, and have a lot of difficult conversations. And the conversations weren't for them, it was for me. So once I realized that I had blockers,
Mm.
my the things that, and it wasn't one side, it wasn't just things that people had done to me, it was things I had done to other people. I had to go and ask them for forgiveness too. But once you realize that you got to let go, forgiveness is about letting go to the old story that you tell yourself. Oh, this is the reason I grew up in low income housing, or my parents broke up when I was young, or this happened to me. And I'm not trying to diminish the things that happened to you, but are you going to stay stuck in that story? Is that going to be your story for the rest of your life? If it is, you're not going to move forward. So forgiveness is about stopping the story, the old narrative, stopping the story, stop the forget, the still being stuck with the wrongdoings. That's the first thing, right? You got to learn to forgive. And a lot of us probably don't even realize that. The next step is clarity.
Mm.
You got to get clear about what you really want. And a lot of people don't know what they want. So if you don't know what you really want, how will you ever get it? And I mean what you want, right? It's not about what you think you should want. It's not about what other people tell you. It's not about what you see other people have or on social media. You have to go into yourself. And the way that you start to figure out what you want is you start to ask yourself, what type of relationship do I want? What type of career or business do I want? How do I want what is ideal health to me? And you start going through all of the areas that are important to you, and you get clear about what you want in all of those areas. That's clarity. Then what you start to look at is, now you know, right? The thing about clarity is, when you're clear about what you want, you start caring less and less about other people's opinion because you know where you're going. It's like hopping in a car, you just drive, and then you get mad that you ended up at a place you never wanted to go. Well, if you didn't want to go there, why didn't you put your destination in the GPS? You need to be clear about where you're going. If you're not, you're on your way driving to wherever you don't know. Your sibling or your friend calls you, you go see them, then you go over here. Next thing you know, you're all over the place without any clear direction, right? You can't be mad if you're not clear about where you were going. Right? Isn't that true? So many
That's
people are
true.
disappointed, but they never knew where they wanted to go. Right? So
That's
clarity,
so true.
get clear about what it is that you want. Write it down. This is what I want in my career. And the thing about clarity is, what do you want and why is it a must? What do you want and why is it a must? Don't worry about the how right now. The problem is a lot of people get stuck with the how. They think of something they want and they say, well, I don't know how to do that and I can't, and they become discouraged. This isn't the time for how. What do you want and why is it a must? That's clarity. The next thing you need to do is focus. You need to get focused, focus on where you're going and what you want, and filter out the noise. Focus and filter. So when you're focused, when you have a goal, you're learning as much as you can. You're having conversations about it. You're meditating about it. You're thinking about it. You're focused. So when people try to pull you off of your focus, you're like, no, that's not aligned with where I said I was going. But if you have no clarity, you have no focus, it's easy to get sidetracked. You get the shiny thing syndrome. I want this, I want that, but you really don't want it, but you're just chasing it because it's a shiny thing. You got to get focused. And then the last thing is discipline. You need to wake up and take consistent daily action on what it is that you want every day. You got to do the top 1 or 2 things towards that goal or that dream. And when you wake up 30, 60, 90 days from now, you'll be surprised at how far you've come. So you need forgiveness. You got to forgive yourself and other people. You need clarity. You got to get clear about what it is that you want and why is it a must. You need to focus on the right thing by making a plan. And then you need discipline by taking daily consistent action. You do those 4 things over the next 90 days, your life is going to look a lot different.
Well, guys, if you don't love this, I don't know what else. It is so packed with a lot of practical steps. You are getting a masterclass by Coach Danny Stone for your 2025 and beyond. So I don't know what to say, but I'm going to share with you that when you were talking about a discipline, so and I shared earlier with my intentions of where I want to go. So what I started doing is that I did a course on, I think, Allison, Introduction to Psychology, because I realized a lot of mindset stuff. It's like, okay, I deal with a lot of counseling and stuff, so have a
Mhm.
little background knowledge about that. So I
Mhm.
did that. That was earlier in the year. And since my mindset is stuck on leadership and management, although I have that experience, I'm doing a free course on Allison on leadership and management on one side and Sigma, whatever, white belt on the other side. Yesterday I was listening to it. Today I haven't done it, but I was going to listen to it before I go to bed. So that is where I come in as discipline, because I want to get to this level. What are some of the skills I need to equip myself to get there? So you talking, I'm writing. Even though I'm going to listen to the video again, I'm writing, and it's like, oof, man. So please, Coach Danny Stone is sharing with us valuable information. I cannot stress enough on it. You got it. And so you got to move.
Yeah.
People are moving irrespective of the economy.
Yeah.
Irrespective of the economy. People are doing it, they're making it because of the mindset. Because just like uh, Coach has said, they've changed their mind, they are focused, and they are working towards their dreams and they have their goals set. So I don't know what else to add because this is absolutely fantastic. Coach,
Yeah.
do you have something to add?
Yeah. I will say this, like, the thing about focus and attention is whatever you give focus and attention to, it grows. So if you give focus and attention to problems, those problems expand.
Mm,
They get bigger. They seem overwhelming, and you can't figure out a solution. And you can always figure out a way through something. Like you've survived 100% of every bad day you've ever had, so you can get through it. But the problem is when you start to focus on, oh, I hate this job, or oh, I'm always broke. That's what becomes your reality, and it just gets bigger. Now, if you start to focus on where you want to go, right? Now that expands. So if you start focusing on other ways that you can make money and side hustles and all these things, now it expands. and ideas come to you that you hadn't considered before because you never had that focus. It's kind of like, and so now what happens is when you plant a seed and you focus on it, you start to see those opportunities and connection points everywhere. It's kind of like buying a new car. You hardly ever noticed a new car once you buy a new car, you see the same car everywhere, or you see the same jacket, or you see the same shoes. You're like, now all of a sudden you're seeing everybody has the same jacket as you. How come you never saw that before? There's a word for it, but I can't remember what that word is. But it's like when you focus on something, now you start to see that everywhere, right? So if I'm focusing on how to make money, I'm starting to see how to make money everywhere. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Things I never even thought about now. Now I was like, wait a minute. I have a whole bunch of junk here I can sell online. Oh, wait a minute. I know how to do this little basket weaving thing so I can make baskets. Wait a minute. I'm really good with kids so I could babysit kids. Wait a minute. You start to come up with all of these ideas because the focus is on making money, not I don't have enough. When you
Yes.
go from I want and this is what I want as opposed to I don't have, all of a sudden that happened to me. I was like, wait a minute. I remember when I was like really struggling with money, I was like, I'm always broke and all this. And all of a sudden it was like, well, wait a minute. I got all this stuff that I could sell online, and that's probably 4, 5, 600. And then I was like, well, I'm really
Mhm.
good at like teaching people stuff. So maybe I could, teach them something and put together a little digital product. And then, Nana, everything. I would be out in the store and go to a store and I'd be like, how much does that product cost? Could I buy that cheaper and sell it myself? I was, everything was just, everything was just focused money. Like it just opened, expanded my mind. I had never thought it like that. I always thought lack. I never thought I could like make money.
Mhm.
So that's
Mhm.
what happens when you change what you focus on. The thing you focus on, things that you never considered, opportunities, connections, people that you know that probably already did it that you haven't even thought about because you're focused on
Yes.
I don't know how to do this. But when you focus on I want to do this, everything opens up, it expands. So that's what I would say, like really hone in on focusing on what you want, not what you don't have.
And on that note, I am not adding anything else. You need to focus on what you want and not what you don't have and go reach for it. Reach for the moon or reach for the if you fall amongst the stars. You are still way up there.
That's
Guys,
right.
this has been the Nana Yaa Yeboaa podcast with Coach Stone. So if we're looking for you, Coach, once again, where can we find you?
Yeah, I am Danny Stone. My website, every single social media account, I am Danny Stone. You can find me there. And yeah, I'll be dropping some programs in the new year to kind of help people find more meaning and purpose and achieve their goals. So yeah, just follow me on any social media and you'll know about the new programs dropping in the new year.
You heard the man. Follow him on all his social media avenues, and you are going to get more than you bargained for. I know I've been looking at his Instagram walks and talks, and I've been learning my stuff. So I am benefiting greatly from you. That's why every time I see you, I hear your name, I get excited because you don't know. Thank you so much. And we will check in again next year, check in with you. So if you guys have any questions, just put it in the comment section and we will come back and we will answer it. Thank you.
Splice Originals.